Welcome to episode 20 of the Factorio Space Age Big Marathon. We are 55 and nearly 56 hours into this run. We have a whole pile of mod planets, of which this is Rubia. It's got kind of a garbage recycling, also very strong wind theme, but now that we've upgraded to mostly sniper turrets, actually not all sniper turrets, we should probably upgrade these guys as well and then find where the assembler was that was doing the upgrades for us and give these guys all the gun turrets we don't want. Yeah, we've got a bunch of mod planets to do. We've got a times 60 tech multiplier, which is why Novice is banging away at about 700 SPM and it's still not getting everything done. Yeah, we have these towers that will just fire things back into orbit. They don't have any like muzzle flash, but like whatever. I guess they are... We'd probably still see some gas expulsion, wouldn't they? And this whole thing is a bit of a mess because we can only have belts in... yeah, 3 directions. We can't have belts uphill. Inserters will always point in one direction. Oh well. The wind is wind powered and, you know, doing fine. And we've got a bunch of guys out of bullets. I don't know why that's happened. We are in the situation of most of this being pretty fine, but then we're going to have to go and figure out exactly why some of it isn't. We're just not getting enough red ammunition through here. Whatever. This isn't even the thing I wanted to look at. It's fine. In fact, give me the steel. I don't have logistics spots, but I'm pretty sure we need more steel. We are in the situation of we have. Yeah, let's look at the other planets as well. This is kind of the first planet we've been to for the mod systems. Novice has, you know, nice walls, nice walls that need repair packs, which is fine. Flamethrowers, this is all pretty safe and standard. Bunch of solar power, because, you know, that's nice. Pollution cloud, because we're still banging stuff out. That was not what I wanted. And somewhere in here, labs that are doing fine, bunch of Prod 3 modules. I think we do want to, like, the thing we want to do when we go back to Novice is upgrade all of this to biolabs, because we can just get more science out if we biolab this. We've got all the modules in there as well, and we've probably got, yeah, a bunch of rockets we're not really sending up. We've got over here somewhere, probably, yeah, we've got a decent stash of Prod Mod 3s. We definitely could be moduling some of the stuff out. Or in fact, we could be putting the rare things in places. Oh well, never mind. In space, to get an idea of the number of different mod planets we're kicking around. Yeah, we took out Eremos Prime. It wasn't really the vibe of building a bunch of silly spaghetti garbage. It was kind of a set seed combat story adventure thing. We're currently researching Serpent, however that is pronounced, which I kind of want to research Fulgora instead now that we can, which was previously gated behind Eremos Prime. Let's briefly talk about Gleba. Gleba is pretty fine. We are not polluting much because we've set everything up to turn off when we are not needing the fruit, but we've got some expansions over here. This guy looks like an expansion as well. These were just spooky bases that I didn't want to fight yet. And yeah, Gleba is probably still just banging stuff out. It's still just banging stuff out. We are completely fine. It's doing the thing that it needed. Everything. Oh yeah, I did need, besides the outposts having no defenses to speak of, and we're just doing everything by punching dudes before they punch us, and just fighting nests out of the cloud, and then also cloud reduction. We also are running these guys down. We don't have any landfill, and the landfill, actually that might have been another issue, that, yeah, we noticed that slash never built for the fact that, yeah, Gleba has the system where we've been extending it by sending sending soil out to these outposts on the same belts as the seeds, but now we are in the situation that these belts are maybe gonna fill up and then potentially block some things. They should be on the opposite side of the belt to the seeds. Is that what I think it is? I wasn't expecting that to turn up yet. That gives us some more options. So maybe one of the options is just, yeah, we allow these outposts to receive more seeds, because we currently are in a situation where is it? This box, because we're currently in the situation that if the seeds back up on the belt, oh yeah, that's the other problem, isn't it? Multiple problems with Gleba that we shouldn't probably be too difficult to fix, but problem 1 being we've almost got too much soil, problem 2 being we're actually limited by landfill for the amount of soil we're making, so let's just see if we can do that differently. Problem 3 being, if we don't do something different with the seeds to make it a little more reliable, then the seeds could back up and jam the fruit, which would be also pretty funny but pretty embarrassing for us. So the theme being, at some point we're going to have to go back to Gleba and do all of this. Is all going to be fine, isn't it? It's going to be completely fine. This should give us more landfall, should give us more soil. Yeah, there's no way to vent seeds if we get too many seeds, so that could back up the entire process in a way that we're not going to worry about it. This is probably also, yeah, Belt or Novice, it's also fine. Let's have a look at one of the ships. I quite like the ships. We are nuclear powered. We are sending barrels of water up to space so that we can put all of the ice cubes and space science, and I think we have prod mod 3s up here at the moment. We built this when the best prod mods we had were uncommon, well, yeah, rare 2s. We've since sent up 3s, but I don't know that we need them. I think we're just going to let those 2 guys do the things they need to, and get on with building the stuff we needed to down here, which was, yeah, more of these sniper rifle turrets, which are going to be great. Pushing, actually, I did want to do I have any gun turrets at this point? There's gun turrets in the mall. I wanted to do a side-by-side damage comparison just to see what kind of stuff we'd get out. And it looks like we have... yeah, we don't have enough of these wind towers, but the thing we're really short of is locomotives. And then the other problem we've got is this stuff falling through once... yeah, we've got this situation where we've got frames as an input and frames as an output for the science that we actually no longer... yeah, this is kind of a thing at this point, isn't it? Because we've got... where is... okay, I guess we just go here. I guess we don't worry about it and we just box things... okay, we're going to box things where we've already got power, because that's easier. Yeah, because... previously, yeah, the thing we just unlocked was related to, yeah, it is the Project Trash token. It says craft 1,000 item yeet biorecycling packs. What that means is, yeah, these things are technically assemblers under the hood. These things are the science packs, and you air quotes craft yeeted science packs by yeeting them with these catapults into the air. You can... yes, see that there's an object over here that is a processed version of the things we're junking here, and we no longer want to be... I don't think we want to be throwing this into orbit. If there's... yeah, this is yeet 1,000 of these science packs, and then the next thing we want to do is put them in labs with other stuff. So we should be able to build a rocket silo now, which is a big deal. Rocket parts, we don't use the blue chips, we use the red chips. That's super interesting. Also, I was wondering about low density structure, because we haven't seen that here yet, and the answer is we are also using the frames, which is also what we wanted to talk about in the science build. And then there's a thing that says there's a thing we can build that is similar to a logistics chest conceptually, in that it goes next to a rocket silo and then will load the rocket silo with, for example, the science. So that's also going to be pretty big. Also, how many of these guys? Rocket capacity 20, that's pretty big. I like that. Okay, give me all this. Don't give me the steel yet. I don't think I needed the steel, but not quite. Yeah, one of the complications is this stuff, which is both an input and an output to the science, which also we've just found out is a rocket component. Because all of the inserters have to be downhill, we can't even go sideways. All of the outputs need to be moved back to the inputs. But that's actually currently not our problem. The current problem is we don't have enough locomotives. But locomotives were also a thing we wanted to... is that true? We actually wanted the fancy locomotives, which start with locomotives, because the plan is going to be, okay, these, yeah, we can have the world's smallest, saddest train that takes these outputs here, probably from down here or something, whatever, and then moves them to the other side to be inputs again, because these trains are allegedly the only way we have of moving things uphill. But all of the stuff we've got is fine. Yeah, we've even got blue chips here. We've got red chips as well. Oh, do we have... There was a thing about red chips that we might have also been... Yeah, I think we need to start venting the solid fuel, but also let's worry about all of that later. We were trying to get these guys... Oh, yeah, because the current steel plan for the red chips is down here. We're just making steel from the iron that comes out of these guys, which is fine. That's the other reason why I wanted all this steel. But the thing is, there is an additional way we can get steel over here just from processing engine units, of which we have a large number. Actually, let's also think about the silo, because all of this is easy except for the electric engines. Was there a recycling thing that gave us electric engines? And yeah, a bunch of weird stuff, and also gives us copper out. Okay, I think we are... Here's a spot that has... Are we distracted? Should we have been doing other things? Maybe. Why are you guys out of ammunition? I don't even have any ammunition. That's slightly awkward. Can we run... Because if we're going to have one of these guys here that's going to do this electric engine thing, you've got... Because the things we can also prod mod this, but I don't think I care. Mostly it's, are we next to... Actually, is there a spot down... No, we've kind of used it with all the red chips, which is currently also just blocked on the light oil. We're not even making red chips because we don't have the light oil to do that. Awkward, okay. Because the idea was going to be... Let's run this underground so that we can output these two things into boxes because we want the electric engines. Then we will also need to run this guy underground to here, and this guy not underground at all, in fact, but we're going to need to be able to grab some of these things and also grab some of these things and then also grab from a box that we're going to drop here, because I don't think we need electric engines long term. I think we need to figure out... we were going to do locomotive things, weren't we? We haven't actually done locomotive things. Okay, a silo needs 200 rocket engines. Well, 200 rocket engines, 200 electric engines, and I think we just build, like, let's go 5, because 1,000 is a nice easy number. Is this going to be... I don't know if this is going to be enough space for all of the copper to come out, because the copper... 4,000... Yeah, that should be fine, shouldn't it? We could also make some steel chests just quickly. Okay, so this is probably going to have enough space for... Is it going to... Whatever, we'll just set off. We don't worry about it. We'll hand feed this stuff later. And then we are going to want to hand feed that with blue chips, for which we have... We can get a box of blue chips from here and just be fine. We also need a box of... We also need engines, don't we? So you can just grab us engines. We are... Yeah, a couple of distractions deep. This is not necessarily what I wanted to be working on, but it is a thing I am happy to be working on. We might have put some engines down here, it's fine. You guys are still... Yeah, just not making... Biorecycling pack. Yeah, you guys are just not making stuff, but that is the problem that we are fixing at the moment. How long are we... We're still running this down? Okay. I think we're going to go... Fulgora next in the queue. Presume we have enough Gleba science to get through this, yeah. Which is also kind of related to this. I don't think we need to make this science particularly fast, because we have so many places to go and so much other kinds of science to do, and also that this science does not spoil. We're just checking this. does not spoil, which is good, which means that we can just have this run slowly in whatever disastrous fashion it needs to while we're working on so many of the other things that we also need to do. Can we have in here, for example, just a little spot where we are going to re-ingest all this steel, because this is the locomotives we need. Wait, where are we getting from over here? Why are you guys not running? You guys, we're not making any more of these things because of coils. Why aren't we making any more coils? Because we are not venting the ammunition that is going past. Because the gun turrets we've put down are using more of the ammunition, so we are not making as much stuff and we are not getting the coils out. And then these guys are not using the iron we're putting out. I mean, I guess if we could upgrade... What am I stuck on? I'm stuck on everything here. Whatever. It's supposed to be our power grid. What else could we be using this iron for? Because we do just have... And why do we... Oh, it's going to be the same turrets, isn't it? We wanted... Yeah, we're in the situation of complaining about not having enough... I mean, this is actually not going to be a long-term solution, is it? If we set you to use filters here to do that, then we are still going to need to do something to use more of this iron in a long-term way. Yeah, which we can do. It's going to be fine. We're going to put a splitter here. So we're going to sideload this so that we can't sideload things in this way, because we would have... Because a splitter would be facing the wrong direction, and we cannot have things facing upwind. Interesting. Okay, in that case, you're also going to grab from here. We're going to have a belt that goes the other way. These inserters are going to be in a different place so that we can have iron in both these places, and you've still got all the things you need, yeah. And then this iron, which we are trying to vent, can go in here, which is just going to end up yeeted by this machine, and then that is not the best way to be processing that out. Where are all these other bullets going? And is there a... Because the other problem we might have... In fact, let's just... We cannot get in here because the space is a mess. I wanted gears so that I could have a couple of red belts, because one of the things that might be happening is this belt, which is trying to move all the stuff out, might somewhere hit a yellow underground that would need to be upgraded so that we can get everything flowing at the full speed. Red through here, and then it's this spot, and then it's side-loaded here, but is venting anything it cannot side-load. Okay, I think we are fine with that. Why did I want... Oh yeah, I wanted all these efficiency modules, because we have actually, in an attempt to manage the wind power grid, put a bunch of efficiency modules in things that we previously did not have. So let's just do a bit of a walk back here. It's going to be fine. We're going to get some of these things in. We are going to decide that we can probably also have a bit of power grid down here, except we only have 3 of the wind turrets, because the wind turrets were the thing that we were fixing by allowing ourselves to get more of these coils through. Are we getting more coils through? We are still not getting as many coils through because we are still trying to vent all of these bullets. I think maybe we just have fewer of these things making stuff happen at this point. Maybe we just need fewer bullets. That would be nice. I have some coils. Let's also just continue to cover this. Do you need... This is just coils. This is from a time when you guys were a different thing, which means you don't need to exist. We've made that simpler. I was going to go and give these bullets to whichever gun turrets were complaining about it, and it's a lot of them. Curious. We do need the rail. We're also venting the gun turrets and things like that, which is fine. Yeah, we need to... yeah, maybe we should be actually putting some ammunition in this direction as well, because we're supposed to be getting... Oh, this is the same thing, except we are not using all of the rail, maybe, and so we are not getting out all of the red ammunition we would need to, maybe. Maybe that's fixed a thing. Maybe it's not. Maybe we've got more... Oh yeah, look at there. This is sending out 6 items. Each of these things is sending out 6 items. So by the time we have 3 of these in a row, we have half filled a red belt. Okay, so all of that means that these things can be... can we... A thing we could actually do is break it here and run it in like so. Is that side loading going to matter down here? No, this is just where we are venting things from the wall, and I wanted a couple of these guys so that I could also get more gears somewhere. Yeah, I mean, we've now got a different problem of yeah, still just needing... Where are... Did we have gears down here? Yes. Okay, so all of this is a mess. Getting all these yeah, those wind hitboxes are also a little bit annoying. Yeah, I wanted more of these things. And then can we actually... We're waiting on green chips, which is also... because this is the same green chip source that... Yeah, we have to fix the coils, to fix the green chips, to fix the locomotives. I thought it was just going to be a steel thing. I think it's still going to be a steel thing. Is it also... Why aren't you running? Oh, because we've just got all the red chips we need. Okay, fine. Oh, wait. Do you know what we also should have done? We were trying to also get engines so that we could kick off... Yeah, give me all the engines. This is so many blue chips. We don't actually need... we're gonna need, like, this many blue chips? For the... Oh, wait. I'm not thinking about the refinery. I'm thinking about kicking off this thing, whatever it is, which needs 5 blue chips and 3 engines. Okay. Fascinating. Oh, don't... Oh, this is not... This is not the same... Oh, no, it is the same bacteria. It's just that we are not making as much of the bacteria as we need now. This is where it should go. Let's get you... Okay, so if we're going to have to do this in several stages, aren't we? Because the number of things we need to feed in are significant, and we also need to get more of this bacteria in here. Okay, where is... That's all probably stuff we can ignore. 27 landmines. Maybe we can ignore that. This stuff. Yeah, all of this stuff. That is a lot of landmines. Maybe... I mean, it's probably just biters attacking places where landmines already are, but I think... Wait, do we also need... We do also need this bacteria to be breaking things down into steel. Interesting. Okay, yeah, all of that. We're going to need to bring more engines later. Except... If, I mean, this is breaking the thing down into the blue chips and the engines. We could just put this on this line somewhere. Why are you knowing it? Because you filled up on red chips. This guy would have been a great candidate for this thing, except it doesn't have the right kind of bacteria. Oh, well, move on. Let's try and figure out why we're not getting as much of this bacteria through as we should. And, yeah, because we are now processing all of this stuff into iron ore. We're using more of this bacteria. You get output priority left, because then that will push more of it into the engines build that we need. Okay, can we also figure out where this bacteria is coming from and get more of it? You could go this last... Actually, no, we could be putting more of it on here, because all of these guys are with priority taken from the post side. So we could have one down here, and we could also upgrade ourselves some gun turrets. So we now have... this is the other reason why these gun turrets, why these sniper turrets are big. We no longer need... Because previously, with all the stuff blowing in from the left, we needed to have gun turrets that were quite close to as far as we were building on the left to cover the things we were building. That's no longer the case. We've now got a bunch more building space, which is nice. Yeah, we're just going to have this thing over here. We're going to go... You get double inserters here, like so. So now you're making stuff as well. We're going to give you guys some speed modules. We'll notice that that's all fine. Novice has stopped beeping. Novice isn't even complaining about needing things, which is great. Just speed modules, whatever. Okay, so that should have also improved the bacteria. Are these bullets flowing? These bullets are not moving, which means we're still not getting copper cable, which is a little bit of a shame. Are you guys all... Yeah, we're just gonna get rid of some of the stuff. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. We just want to be moving more of these bullets more. Yeah. Can we... Because I was wondering about also just feed... Yeah, because we've got more stuff coming out here. Oh, well. Are we... I mean, did this get us... It still has not actually solved the steel problem, is it? Because these guys... Oh, we've got the steel and the... Did I put that stuff in there? Okay, whatever. Yeah, we've got the steel and the green chips problems that we need to solve. And then we've also got to do the train thing that we haven't really done to move all of this stuff around again. But we are still processing this at the rate of... Oh no! We've got locomotives. Yeah, it's just everything is... All of these things are bad and slow. Okay, to make a silo, it's still the same stuff, isn't it? It is the electric engines that we were looking at that we can no longer... Yeah, that we're still kind of waiting on making slowly and badly. Oh, well. Should we... I think we're going to go give this guy one of these speed modules. We're actually down to engines. Wild. I'm pretty sure we had a box of those here. Collecting some number of them, which is... on the engines here that were going into the locomotives. Okay, also fine. Yeah, because if we can get one silo out, I think we are somewhat happy, and we're already getting a couple out. Oh wait, that copper we could use for coils down here in a way that's not going to be easy to do, but what if... Because we don't need... All of these coils, all of these things are just to make sure we catch all of the copper. It doesn't actually need to be dense like that, does it? Can we... If we ran you in, say, here... I'm trying to figure out if we could have... Oh, the pump deck is in the way. This would all need to be set back by one. Are we using this belt? We are not using this belt here, which means we go underground. We then use... Oh, we should have kept one of those because we wanted to have the filter on it. Yeah, use filter. You guys can then go this way around. Nearly did we put... Oh, we put a couple of bullets on this. Doesn't matter, it's fine. Okay, then we can have... Here. Okay, so you don't actually get to be one after all because we're going to go... box here with copper we did not bring. It's fine. Yeah, give you the stuff. Is this the same thing happening? Yeah, this is just the copper not moving. I think we run this one down this far, although this is mostly still powered by disastrous mix of stuff that just is not going to work out like this long term. But if we can get one rocket silo, I think I am somewhat happy for a little bit, because we've got other places to go and other things to do, but we should also make sure that, you know, this stuff actually gets out. Okay. Oh yeah, and then the other thing we wanted to do was See, the engines are over here, which is fine, but then we're also breaking down over here engines into stuff. The problem is, one of the problems is that this vertical line here is already downstream of where the locomotives are happening. We need this, we need the steel to be back here, because that's where it's going into the locomotives. Let's just do another steel transfer, because where were those steel boxes of steel? Oh, it was all the way over here by the concrete, wasn't it? Which is also very downstream, and I think we're just going to use this as silo steel. So let's have enough concrete and steel. Yeah, we're also, I mean, I guess we can always just vent the concrete if we need to, because I think we're getting a lot more, yeah, we're getting a lot more concrete than steel. We could also just, like, start paving things. We're not going to bother doing that. Are you a silly gun turret? You are a silly gun turret. Oh, now we can do the side-by-side damage comparison. One of these turrets, one of these other turrets, the same kind of bullets in each. We have more or less 20 bullets a second at, call that 13 damage. Okay, sure. We actually ran out of ammunition because this guy was shooting things. This is, so we go from 18 bullets a second to 0.5 bullets a second, which is a reduction by like a factor of 20, but the damage goes from 13 to 350. I think we're better off. Definitely for things, definitely shooting nests. This thing is going to be incredible, and also the fact that we can push nests from this far away. Actually, we should check whether or not this is probably not a thing that is buildable on only one surface. It's probably a thing that's buildable everywhere. We could put this would also be a super interesting thing on ships. Like, we wouldn't want it on the outside, because we will be shooting all of these asteroids out here that we can't do anything about. But in the middle, being able to shoot asteroids from further away, getting over damage bonuses, because also, okay, we've lost ammunition again. Like, there is an ammo consumption multiplier as well, but I think, because how many rounds are you firing? Yeah, I think we'll have to do some testing, but I think that this ends up, definitely the range is fantastic. I get the feeling that we will also be better using the sniper turrets in every place we can, if that's an option. It's also going to be super interesting on Vulcanus as well. Concrete we have, pipe we have somewhere, right? Somewhere in this mess we have pipe. We have a box of pipe over here. Let's bump that limit up as well. Just so we can have more silos when we get around to it. And then the only thing we're really waiting on, it is just the electric engines. Everything else we've got enough of. And then I had more steel to bring over here. And yeah, is there a way we could get, because what do you guys need? You need this bacteria, and we also have currently more red chips than we need, maybe, because we're also not going to be launching that many rockets. Maybe a couple of gun turrets, probably not science yet. Can we, and then this guy's also just waiting on the engines again. These guys are also all downhill. This one really feels like it needs to be blue in here. Maybe we do that differently, because if we were to put the steel back over this side... wait, does that work? It would need to be down... Yeah, the steel would need to be in here. And we are still making a red chip a second. Did the science even need red chips? The science didn't even need red chips. Red chips we would be using for modules, and that's it? Is that why the red chips are stopped at the moment? Because we're not actually doing anything. Quite possibly. And then also, the rocket fuel being stopped is also super interesting. Oh, these guys are the wind turbines, which was, you know what? Over here, we had this other box of wind turbines, which is not going to be helpful at all. Although if we have one train station here, I should get some locomotives. While there are locomotives sitting here, I should have some, so that, yeah, this is more than we need, because we are going to need to automate that stuff. The thing that strikes me is if we have trains taking this stuff to somewhere uphill, then we can also have trains taking these turbines somewhere further uphill. I think that's a plan. What am I stuck on? Okay. We could also just be working on upgrading modules here. These guys... It is the steel and the engines, isn't it? I mean, now we've got the locomotives, we could just be doing all of this in different places, maybe? Yeah, we do not have quite enough of those yet. Okay, where is... I need to figure out how to make these things, and it also was just engines and frames. I was wondering over here because I kind of wanted a bunch of... Yeah, we're going to do this a different way. I wanted a dude that would give me rail. Okay, I've only got one box, so we're just getting one box of it. We probably don't need that much. Yeah, these poles I don't want to see... oh wait, I wonder if there's some... Because we're definitely... Where is it? How have I lost track of the thing I was just at? It's in the blue chips, which is down here. Oh, we haven't actually got, because we need to feed in more engines. Okay, fine. Yeah, we are definitely going to be rebuilding all of this at some point. It's just a question of whether or not it happens sooner or later. Well, okay, the sooner is not really even an option. Oh wait, I wanted engines, didn't I? Didn't these guys need... And then also frames, and then also red chips. All of which we have a facility to have at some rate. Okay, and then also fuel. Yeah, I also don't really have a vibe of whether or not we want to be venting red chips or venting oil to keep that other process running. Oh well, don't worry about it. I wanted... it was actually some of these frames. Give me these frames. Steel cargo wagons. Cargo wagons are also pretty straightforward, yeah? Iron gears, yes. And then fluid wagons we don't care about. And actually I haven't checked, but it is just... Yeah, just regular rail systems is what we want. So give me all of these things. Give me all these red chips. That's probably enough frames. We're going to need... We still haven't seen any more engines. That's weird. Oh, here's some red chips. Yeah, let's grab a couple of those. Let's continue to grab these. Yeah, okay, so the steel... Things we could have automated, but in fact have not automated. Give me all of this stuff, because I need it for my wagons. Give me the... Okay, we're going to grab some of these engines. And then we're going to grab... Yeah, all of this stuff that is still just... You didn't get an input inserter. Why not? Whatever. Do we want to prod mod these things? Do we have the power grid to... I think we can... Yeah, we probably do want to drop some more turbines. Just so we can continue to power grid just so we can continue to do a whole lot of productivity module stuff, because that is still good. And then we need cargo wagons we can make. Why can't we... Do we not have enough steel? Oh, because we can't make it... We can only make these in assemblers. Okay, that is a thing that is entirely organizable. You'd have a bunch of stuff. You make me some of these wagons. Oh wait, I wanted I think we're just going to have the 2 trains so far. And I think we're just going to have these be like 2-1-2 trains or something. Something pretty straightforward. They stack to... Why don't they stack to... Okay, whatever. However they stack them. Because the other thing we're going to need to do is figure out how to get... We actually... Okay. Yeah, we're going to leave these guys doing their thing. And we are going to wander down here and figure out how the train fuel plan is going to work. Although we do have interrupts now. We don't have to put trains fuel at all our stations. This... Yeah, we don't actually want to be filtering this here at all. We want to be able to vent the solid fuel. We want to be able to get... Do I have any of these things? Whatever. I think maybe I waste a little bit of time and we come back when we have some wagons we have organized and also enough of... How have I lost track of this thing again? Enough stuff to build a silo. And specifically enough of... Oh wait, we already have... Okay, I have wasted some time. We have frames we don't need. I still have kinds of scrap that I don't want. But we are close to being able to figure out... Why are you guys not... Oh, you guys are just running now. That is nice. I like that. Yeah, you get out of my inventory. We need concrete. We need more steel. I need 2 of the pipes that are here. Concrete and... Do I have things that I can get rid of in my inventory? Maybe. Blue chips is the thing that I should make sure that we have. Of which we're just going to loot from the belt that also has... Oh no, we're short of this kind of bacteria. Interesting. Turning things on, making things run, discovering that... Oh yeah, because I wanted to pick all these things up so that I could then... Wait, didn't you also have... You blasted through all of them? Fine, cool, good job, I guess. Yeah, this box here is going to be enough for some number of silos. Did we get... You're still running, you're still running. I have actually all the locomotives I wanted. Where is... Yeah, down here. And we wanted to start with... Get all these into my storage. Why do I have so many of these sodas? Whatever. Yeah, give me all of this. This is nearly enough. That is now enough. Give me just half this concrete. Can we have a... Okay, we are a tiny piece of concrete short. Give me a rocket silo. This is very exciting. Oh, how do we make these? Steel chests. So we can also have... If we're doing 5 silos, we should get like 20 of these, yeah? So... We're going to have 20 of them. Oh, I didn't know I could handcraft thrusters. That's wild. Okay. So... These guys are giving me... I've got 3... I've got the 4 wagons that I wanted. I've got more locomotives than I wanted as well, which is fine. And then... where is... No, it's not over here. It's down here somewhere. Down here we have the modules that we are not using anymore. A green chips build that we could also take with trains back to the beginning of the base, but mostly I wanted to be able to take these 2 guys and then have... I think that mostly our train stations are running north to south. Would I also... 4 train stations? Sure. I guess I shouldn't have jumped those poles. Oh well, what else do we... Green chips are over here. Sure. Yes, we load these things here. We then have... Yeah, and then these frames also need to probably run the other way to be easier. But now we are short of... locomotives and locomotives and wind turbines, sure. Being short of everything is fine. That is what we are used to. Are you going to be sufficiently out of the way if we do that? Yes. Okay. So, were I a train station, I could be here. But the thing is, we need to... Yeah, and I guess we're just going to go... not those locomotives. I guess these locomotives, I need to keep some. Oh no, wait, I've got the 6 I wanted. You guys could just get out of here then. That felt weird, but did a thing. Okay. One of these here. 2 wagons. A thing facing the other way. And now these armored wagons are going to experience a turning... I mean, I guess we just drive them in over here, right? Do we even need... I don't even think we need... Because the deal with all of these is they're going to be... Oh, wow. They're also huge. What was... Oh, that's the quite important science feed. Which is in the same place as where the wagon feed needs to... Wait. Are we also going to need... No, I don't think we need boxes here. We can just have these built up on the belt. It's going to be fine. We're just going to do this. It's going to be completely normal and... sensible and safe. Don't even worry about it. Here's some rocket fuel. We've got a fueled train. We've got no signals because we didn't actually do any signal things. Just iron plate. Just iron plate. Oh wow, and now you're really short of steel because of bacteria reasons. Yeah, this is just all transients. This base is going to be weird, and I'm not even sure we're going to have a thing that will continue to run and make science in any sensible way. After we leave... Oh, well, did I get more rocket fuel? Yes, but not much. Because we're also going to need a fueling station somewhere. Give me a train station here. Because the other thing that strikes me is maybe we should have done that would have been a much more sensible idea is... use these train stations to take the junk from the space, both in the sense of the rubbish that's falling out of these scrap piles, but also the terrible organization of this nonsense, and just take it to a new base somewhere. And maybe that's what happens when... Yeah, maybe that's just what happens when we get around to rebuilding this base in a way that is sensible. And we've got 2 more locomotives, 2 more cargo wagons. Green chips was the thing I talked about, wasn't it? Yeah, so we've now got... I mean, I guess we could also just remove a bunch of these wind turbines. That was the thing we were going to do anyway. Wait, we've got a ton of coverage out the front now, which is fantastic. The grid might complain about this for a little bit. It's actually not. It's still just fine. Oh yeah, maybe we should... This is the same coils problem. Because first of all the green chips for locomotives were on one strand of coils, but then it turns out these guys are on a completely different set of coils that we also need to just be running their ammunition past. Fantastic. Okay, I'm down here somewhere. If we go like so, then we should have a place that we can extend our power grid in a way that we enjoy, and also be reasonably... Oh, it's because these guys are not good turrets. These guys are silly little turrets that we can improve. We have the technology to make things better. Okay, so this is also going to be the place where we extend our construction of power grid. Okay, I guess we want to get these guys... No, those guys can stay, to be honest. Because I was just trying to figure out where we could have... We need 2 train stations in here, don't we? And then I think we just use the belt as the buffer Like, I think these two things we just put on the trains and don't even worry about it. And then these things are probably far enough apart. How... Okay, yeah, we should check. We could throw in another underground and make that even worse. Okay, if this train is here, is a place where we can start... Is this too far? Should we go a little further? Maybe we should go a little further. For no particular reason. So this thing here can be kind of like a train bus, except we are not going to bother signaling. It's just going to be double way and fine, and we're not going to worry about things really at all. Yeah, you're allowed in, and then you've got to check if you're allowed out. And that's the same for everyone over here. I don't know if these things take damage from asteroids. I guess we're going to find out whether or not we take... Yeah, it looks like rail does not take damage from asteroids. I don't know whether signals take damage from asteroids. That's a fun thing we can find out later. But we are not going to worry about it. Okay, we're going to try and get this to be straight. Most of the soundtrack on this planet is pretty moody, which I like. But there's also one weird country track about junk, basically. We're going to move this one back a little so we can have an easier time getting belts out, and we also don't need to because there's still enough space to do this. So all of this is two-way track and is fine. And now we have two stations where we can just unload, and we already had a place where the frames were going in. So frames are going to be this one. We're just going to use the same garbage naming convention. If I can find... Okay, this planet is a fair way down. Enable train limit 1. I don't think at this point if we're going to have more than one train limit. And then over here, Siggy is the station that has the frames. Also train limit 1. This kind of doesn't matter. We are going to need a refueling station, which means that each of these things are going to need... I think we just put a loop at one end of the rail. I think it's going to be the easiest thing, because I was also thinking about just deciding that, say, just straight here can be... let's actually try and be a little bit responsible with it and put it in a sensible place. Yeah, here is a station. We can have a refueling interrupt, which everyone is going to like. I think that one needs to go, yep. But does mean that we're going to need... really? Okay, whatever. Yeah, it does mean we're going to need to have a thing over here that lets trains turn around so they can get to the refueling station. Anyway, yeah, so that's done. You are going to go... one of these... Yeah, this one is instead going to be wind turbines. Where are the wind turbines? And a different... Doctor... I did not realize I had caps lock on. That's somewhat unfortunate. Okay, so we've got over here a... Is this one also a copy? No, this one is its own station, definitely. And you are getting the icon of wind frames. You are getting train limit 1. And then this train gets to go... I think we're just going to do a time passed on the... This one actually wants to do a time passed on the uphill side, doesn't it? Which is... Yeah, here. And by time passed I mean spend a larger amount of its time over here. That's the wrong station. That's also the wrong station. Dr. Whatever's. Yeah, spend a larger amount of time up here. Because on this side we have the chests, into which we haven't... Okay, we haven't put anything in the chest because it's all ending up in the wagon, which is fine. Then we also don't need to worry about how big the wagon is. Why are we... Oh, the other station we can't access is this one. That makes a whole lot of sense. Okay, did I make more stations? Yes, we have more stations. We have a couple more signals. All that is fine. Yeah, we're not actually taking damage over there. Okay, so this train here is, yeah, also associated with the wrong stations. We want to go between these two stations, but also I think here we want to be time passed in the downhill section. The other thing that strikes me, oh yeah, that I don't think I even mentioned before, but it's actually kind of relevant, is these, yeah, this recipe is 4 frames in to 3 frames out. If we give this thing 33% productivity, then we have the same number of frames going in and out. And if we have more than 33% productivity, and we might soon be going to 40% productivity, in fact, we have all of this stuff sitting around to just... We don't have the biter eggs to... We would be able to drop these things in because we've got them on the ships. We could go to 40% productivity here, at which point this would become a station that supplies the frames, because with productivity we would have more things going out than in, which is wild. If productivity applies to these. There's nothing saying that it wouldn't. I guess we check in with the bar. Anyway, this guy was going... yeah, Dr. John's is the uphill one. We want to wait here for less time and wait down here for more time, because we haven't put belts in here. We haven't put any storage in here. You go over there. Oh, these trains are pretty fast. I guess that's quite nice. Anyway, we can just put the stuff... We're never going to need more than 1 inserter's worth of this either, are we? So I think we can just go... I think we want to go belt here still, because it might be the easier way of getting stuff out. He said, making a giant mess of things. Oh wait, where was... Yes, we wanted it to stay down the other side. Wait, if we're wanting it to stay down the other side, we are going to need to be able to offload more of this more quickly. Yeah. One of these here. Maybe we can put some power grid in here as well. Yeah, where was it? It was this spot here. That we wanted to be able to... Can we get... You can go here. You can also move. You guys can go underground because you're kind of doing that already. You were never relevant, apparently. Okay, I did want... And I think it's going to go... Here? We've got one sniper turret there. Let's presume that 1 sniper turret is going to be enough. Because then, like, I don't think at this point we need to worry about the throughput so much, because these guys are not using many of them, but we should be able to output from a train at the rate of... Do we have a... Can we get a stack inserter? We would just need more green chips. 1 stack inserter. Thank you, good sir. Get in there. Definitely could have done that differently. Yeah, it's doing everything it needs to. This one also we can send over here, and it's actually this line here, of which we have put all of this stuff in exactly the wrong place. Okay, can we move this stuff down? Just to there. because then this thing can just run through, and these guys can... this is also not going to need to be fast, so we're just going to run it here, and it's going to top up. Okay, you almost worked, but did not work. Okay. Cool. Super sensible normal things. We've got trains bringing stuff in. We've got trains moving things around. We haven't done the refueling station, but that's fine. We've got this belt of fuel here, these red chips and these things that we wanted to figure out how to do anything with, to be honest. But I think the sniper turrets at least have good hitboxes. Somewhere we have a rocket. I've got 60 of these things, but I guess do we need to put down more grid? Maybe when we put down these rocket silos. I'm sure I have the rocket silo here, and I think we just want these over here somewhere. Where is our... Okay, so these guys are going to move because we want gun turret coverage of the rocket silos as well. Basically, they just need to be downstream of these boxes, and yeah, we don't have a low density structure as a recipe here, which is fine. Okay, I think we're just going to go... We're not expecting to need a lot of this, I guess. So red chips, and is this a train station I need to be worried about being hit by? Maybe. So we've got... We might need to be junking either red chips or light oil. I don't know which way round. Could we get some iron? Are you struggling to vent things? Just because we have so many different items. Interesting. We might also just end up firing blue chips into space from here if it ends up the easier thing to do. Yeah, I wanted a couple of tanks of light oil somewhere, just so that we could see if this was going to fill up when we do all this stuff, and then also possibly just vent it. Can we get you over here by one tile? Because if we can, then you can move, and then you can get through here, which is kind of gross. But that would let us put here a splitter that puts... this is vastly more compressed than it needs to be, isn't it? We could have spread this out a bunch. Where is rocket fuel? Why can't I find rocket... Yeah, it's right there. Rocket fuel on the left, yes. So now here are two of the things we need to be able to make rocket parts with, and then we've got another surplus of a thing which we can figure out what to do with later for the solid fuel. And then we also might want the parts from just like right here, because this is getting the train feed and also the construction feed. So I am concluding that, yeah, having said that all these things, I mean, the base might also enjoy this for a while, but whatever. Not like that, but like over here somewhere, and then we can have a couple more turrets, defense, and then these guys got pretty good range, yeah? So if we were to have yeah, we're gonna need to do double inserted. Have we left? We have no longer left enough space for the trains, because it just struck me that we were going to need to do strictly this-sided inputs for the rocket silo. So I think we grab all of this and we move it to, say, here. Which is, yeah, informing where we want more of these guys. Just gonna start this over here. Is this gonna be... This is the Weird Country song. Are we gonna beacon these? I think we're probably gonna beacon these. Then this is gonna need to go underground as well, because we're going to need the box. Oh no, wait, this is... Yes. Like, even if we have these boxes right next to this thing, we're still going to need an inserter. And then science is down here somewhere. Where are we getting... So there's a fuel belt in here, there's another fuel belt in here. Should we just use... Yeah, let's just use rocket fuel for the trains as well. Get over here. Yeah. All of this I am feeling, other than running out of power poles, I'm pretty good about this, maybe. Here. And then all we need to do is get this gun turret line over here. Also, here are the copper coils that we complained about not having copper coils for the green ships previously. Just a variety of problems we can continue to have. Oh wait, we still don't have... oh wait, it is just copper coils. We can just hoover this stuff up and make the other poles we want. Weird. Okay. And then down here somewhere. Actually, we should have another... We should make sure we have another... is this in... Yeah, these are all just in silly places. It's fine. Is this all still just holes that I need? No, I now need iron. Yeah. Did I say... I think I said 5 silos? Wait, these guys also need to be... These guys need the undergrounds because we've got to be able to get the stuff in. Okay. Is this the entire plan? That is the entire plan of 5 silos. Mostly I wanted to figure out where these turrets would need to be. We still need to get these power poles in, which is still a little bit embarrassing. Give me some of these back. Okay, let's go and... Yeah, there was a chance we were going to get hit by that train, but it's fine. Over here is, in fact, a whole lot of stuff I need to get all the power poles we might want. Are we going to get hit by the train? I hope not. And... Yeah, do we just... I think we do just bother... Where is this train station going to go? But also it kind of doesn't matter, because all we need to do is have... Yeah, where is the... Wait, the rocket fuel belt is already here. And it kind of needed to go... we have sent it down. Wait, so what's the other thing that these guys... yeah, it was red chips, rocket fuel, the weird frames. And we said we wanted to take a line of weird frames from the bottom of the science, which is where we are. So, good job us remembering what it is that we wanted to do. Yeah, here. Okay, did we get all of... Yeah, we want a bit more defense here, and then anything else that runs past, we just want to put the... Launch this thing into space, I don't want to see it again, guys, back. These guys, why are we not connecting? Okay, whatever. Oh, because the bots don't have charge. That's why everything's been a little bit silly. And then also we did need the power pole over here, or else we just do it with 3 boxes. How big are these things? We have no idea how big these things are. Fascinating. Okay, in that case we're going to do it with all 4. Like, I was expecting to see some kind of storage volume in this thing. Maybe the ones next to the silo that actually exists will give us a storage volume. they have 2 stacks each, which is still, you know, a chunk of science. These guys are fine, these guys are fine, all of this is flowing again, we're doing bullets. Yeah, the other thing that struck me is one of the things we might have been short of, although not anymore, is that we've got 2 of these things hoovering up asteroids that we shoot out and processing them into... where is it? It's in here. Things that are making frames, of which we no longer have enough brown froth, which is impacting our concrete as well, in a way I did not expect, and this is because we don't have enough oil, because we aren't venting the red chips, and currently the way we are getting oil is over here via the red chips. So we need to make sure that the red chips continue to move, so that the other processes that continue to make the science... is that what you guys... No, it's still locomotives. Okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, things that continue to be a little bit weird. Anyway, the science is through here. And I think we just put it back on the same belt, because we're not actually making really that much of it. And then we've got... 5 is a weird number of silos, isn't it? I think we just... especially as we don't have that many at all yet, there's going to be a belt that comes through here. Oh wait, also because of the way the splitters work, and the fact that we can't have... yeah, we can't have... we are going to run into problems with trying to split this over several silos, because... okay, let's just see if we can get one of these things in to talk about why. Like, we can't... yeah, basically we can't have a splitter that faces this direction. It doesn't work, which means if we're going to split, we would need to split here to go between these 2 silos, and then if we're doing the same thing, say, here, to go between these 2 silos, and I don't really care which box uses a thing, it's fine. In order to get stuff in here, we need a splitter that is in this position. So I think maybe we are just... I like the way that fitted there. Maybe we could just use 2 silos for the moment. The thing is, it's... okay, so, I mean, we do have the 60 times tech multiplier. Where is the thing that we actually need? We need to get 120,000 science out. This is not going to happen for a while. I'm also wondering whether or not, because we haven't looked at it for a bit, and one of the interesting things about Novice is we actually have no mechanism at the moment. Other reasons why we want to get into biolabs. We have no mechanism to get spoilage out of any of the labs. That was going to be a rebuilding goal. We've also got yeah, a whole pile of Fulgoran science sitting around. Oh wait, didn't we? No, we researched how to get to the other planet. That was the other planet called... this is... yeah, so here we already know how to get there. Did we want rocket turret? I guess it is one of the shorter techs, and we can bang that up pretty nice, and then go back to discovering how to get to Fulgora. Okay, great. Cool, not going to worry about that. Yeah, we are going to want... I guess we could also just split it back here. Is moderately acceptable. And then we will just split things between 4 silos. Yeah, okay, sure. This... oh, because I still have all of the science, is the thing. Okay. And then this guy also needed... yeah, we needed this line here to also connect down here, which is going to be pretty easy to do. He said, doing it. Okay, so we need to get a pile more stuff. I've got a whole pile of science I don't need. I should get these engines. Actually, yes, throw some of the stuff we don't want to see in our logistic storage, so that I can have engines and blue chips. Because we want those over here to be able to make all the stuff stuff. Is there... I think there is a way that we can get a second box in here. If we move this guy down here, and then this guy could move over, and now we can throw in... There's also bullets, wasn't it? You've got a lot of bullets. That's going to keep you busy for a while, maybe, and then I'm just going to grab all of this stuff and walk. How are you guys out of ammunition? Oh, it was a bots not having charge thing. Okay, fine. Okay, so all of that is quite silly and it's doing a thing. I needed to visit the mall. The mall is also just weird and junking a bunch of stuff and is probably fine. Oh wait, did we get enough stuff? We are still not quite at second rocket solo level. Where is the mall? The mall is in fact up here. Cool, great, good job remembering. Oh, we needed a little more of this. We needed a bunch of belt. We were out of splitters. We needed... Give me some belt. All of these things... Give me the gun turrets as well. And we're just going to rocket turret those guys. These guys did... Output signals, gun turrets are the only things we're asking for. Okay. Rubian is a place I'm happy for a train to be out of fuel because we were just kind of in the middle of doing that. Getting stuck on things is cool. Yeah, give me some rocket fuel. Where is the train that's out of fuel? It's this guy. Okay, yeah, that went faster than I expected. Oh well. Let's do the refueling station, I guess. This guy can connect here. I think at this point we also just... No, we're still going to split it, aren't we? Because the point is this is the science feed, and we don't really care about... Like, the plan is definitely to fill all of those things up with the science that would actually be running, rather than... Yep, okay. We wanted this to get in. We can use the same line here, but then we can also go this, but not that way, as it turns out. Perhaps unsurprisingly. So here is a dude that can look for rocket fuel. And then this can run underground here. And we have a... maybe not from there, it needs to be maybe down here somewhere, because we've got 3 trains going on. So, maybe from here? It doesn't even... Maybe it does need to be there, because we've got to go around the corner and then dodge this guy as well. Okay, here is a plan to do some kind of... Really, we put these things in a place where they don't quite connect? That displeases me. Okay, that pleases me more. So we can now pull rocket fuel out, put it on the trains. Pull rocket fuel out, put it on the trains, have a train station that will refuel these dudes. Which has 1 locomotive on either end. Enable train limit 1. We also need to do the loop on the other side. But mostly, this is, I mean, as is always the case, yeah, bots don't actually work yet. Spending much more time than I kind of wanted to here, oh well. But we should have, yeah, we're putting science in boxes next to... Are we already loading... They already load the rocket. Interesting. I guess because I bet if we tick this thing, then they try and get trashed. Yeah. It's because we have... Yeah, it's because we are... Sure, whatever. I mean, the only thing we're going to be launching from here is maybe some gun turrets, but other than that... Okay, so maybe we use the top one first. Or we just discontinue this belt so that we can have science in here. I kind of don't care because we're going to fill up all of it. So there's going to be, what, 8,000 science here, 32,000 science here. This is actually only a quarter of what we need, even if we fill all of this, because we needed 120,000 science. Okay, cool, great. Yeah, all of that's still running. These guys are still... We have not actually solved the steel for locomotives problem, have we? Because the steel is still in this line here, and or... Is this in the same line? Are we just going to hand carry... The answer to that is no. We are going to grab enough steel for a second silo, like so, and hope that we have... Where did... Yeah. This base is weird. The whole... Oh wait, I'm standing right next to it. Blue chips. Get all this copper out of my inventory. Blue chips are literally right here. Can we have... We need more blue chips. More blue chips are down here. Rocket silo. And then can we not have so much of this? Can I continue to have blue chips? Oh yeah, because we need to take them back to... Yeah, things that will continue to be a mess for a while, probably. Oh, I also need more pipe. Third rocket silo is going to feel pretty good, though. I mean, that is going to be... Rubian. That is going to be things that we wanted to achieve. We actually have enough for, yeah, third rocket silo as well, which is pretty great. And then I think it's just... I should have left you the blue chips. The reason why this is not running is the blue chips. That's more than you need. It's fine. Things are fine. I think we saw that we had, yeah, enough for the next rocket silo, and then give me all the steel. And then is this a good line? And the answer is not really. It's actually the same line as the existing steel. So we would need to redo the locomotives if that's what we wanted. And one of the other reasons why I'm putting all of this off is I'm kind of hoping that we can come back with quality and do a bunch of better stuff later. You know, maybe. I had... Yeah, you're going to get some fuel in both these places. Yeah, those... I mean, these are probably also pretty heavy. They are pretty heavy. They probably would just kill me really fast. Okay, here and here. And then we decided we wanted 3 prods and 1 efficiency. Although... not that. The speeds are also going to be... Wait, are we now... Are we needing to vent red chips? Yeah, I was wondering if that train was going to move. In order to get enough rocket fuel. That would be curious. I think the way we vent red chips then is we just keep these guys going. Yeah, let's go up to 4 stacks. That's going to vent some red chips. Have better assemblers as well. Go faster. Sure. Because we can upgrade these modules. Wait, red chips, right? Here's a bunch of red chips. We like having red chips. Here's a bunch of green chips. We like having green chips. Here's a bunch of coils. Yeah, you take any copper I have. And then we're also, because we're looking at the silos, really, this one in particular. Somewhere over here, oh yeah, here is where this line of steel we were thinking about was. Here is a place where we can just go, hey, you know what, beacons. Can I have all of these back in my inventory? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's just still kind of a mess. Yeah, you guys having all of that stuff is pretty good. Isn't there an assembler down? Yeah, I think we're definitely this place where this wants to turn into a rail base. But also maybe not quite yet, and we're going to go and drop this other power. Like, I think the rail base will be the way that you solve all of the problems of things being in front of other things. This isn't specifically because we're plugging silos in, although I'm also realizing now, hey, maybe it would be a good idea to have somewhat better power grid when we are trying to turn on these rocket silos. Can we... yeah, that hitbox. Actually, that one is already done, wasn't it? Okay, hey, let's check in with Gleba and see whether or not the seeds have jammed everything up. Oh yeah, that's the other inflow, isn't it? The answer seems to be not yet. These guys are full of seeds. Seeds are maybe backing up. They're not backing up here. They're backing up on one branch, but not to the other branch. Not to the branch that has the large travel distance to fill these belts with. So I think Gleba is fine for a moment, and I wanted to take this steel to the locomotives again. Yeah, should we pull this thing out as a rail base? I don't particularly want to. I think we want to go... let's not get hit by these trains, and then let's have... not there... here is how that's going to work. And then I think we... do we just let... yeah, none of these trains are doing anything else, are they? Add interrupt... a new interrupt? Yeah, and then we are going to use the same... I don't remember what the name of that train station was, which feels a little disrespectful, but never mind. And then allow interrupt conditions. It's fuel any locomotive is the one we care about, isn't it? This less than, say, 12? Sure. Targets the fuel guy, add weight condition, full fuel, save interrupt, and then we just need to put that on the other train as well. That was the first train. Interrupts Rubian. We should probably test that it works, but we also don't have... oh no, we've got some rocket fuel coming through. Okay, you, test this interrupt for me. Okay, it's doing... all locomotives fully fueled is the condition, and we are going, and it's going to crash out because we don't actually have enough fuel, but that is doing what it should. In fact, I think now this train is doing enough stuff that we can get rid of this temporary station and it can just go backwards and forwards and do its things. And we are losing wall on novice, that's all pretty fine. Yeah, and we haven't actually solved the long-term, because I don't want to be doing, like, this is the wrong way to be... wait, what are we getting? The steel came out of... the engines which came with the blue chips from the other bacteria. That's why it was over there. This is a way of which we're getting steel from... yeah, I think... I mean, maybe we could... because I'm wondering about if there's any of this stuff that's close to the brine we want to use. Even these ones. If we could like put steel on a train or something, even if these are just going to be small trains. Because yeah, oh well. It's probably fine. We still need to be getting more red chips out to get more light oil, to get more rocket fuel. Productivity, what are we stuck on though? Okay, yeah, sure, cool, great. All of this is kind of going, I guess. I think we're happy with it. I want to be in other places doing other things. I think we need to, yeah, I still don't know which things we need to vent. I think we are running better, but not well enough for me to be happy walking away and doing other things. And I think we do want to turn this into a better buffer of more chests. Actually, we probably have steel somewhere. There's probably steel over here. Yeah, I think we might be doing a kind of steel train. Yeah, a train moving steel around the place if we can, because that might be the easiest way to get the kinds of garbage we're looking at into play. And then the idea here is we've already got the buffers by the silos. Could we have... I also wanted steel chests just for capacity. Could we also have other buffers through here? Why is this guy... Sure, whatever. Yeah, so now we can have another steel buffer that will run itself out at the rate of half a red belt. That's all fine. These guys are... Yeah, it's locomotives. It's locomotives because steel, isn't it? Yeah, and then other things that might block up. Other things that are blocking up. Oh, did we get the other... Did we get electric engines for the other silo that we want? Maybe? Not quite. You take some stuff. Take some other stuff. Oh yeah. And just running around hand feeding doesn't feel like a great use of my time. And then getting stuck on all of these hitboxes for things. It feels pretty bad. Oh well. Yeah, all this get out the way. Okay, I think we're going to do another train thing. Do we have... We do in fact have the parts for another train thing. Or do we have the stations? We don't quite have enough signals. That's fine. Because it struck me that we have this steel that's kind of going nowhere that we would like to put on a train. We have this steel that's also kind of going nowhere. And then there's also in the middle, over here, this steel. What are we doing with the gears? You guys need gears? Can we replace... I mean, how many gears are coming out of this thing? We're getting like 2 and a bit gears a second, which is going to be more gears than you need. So I think we can cut these guys as well and figure out how to get... Is this also worth prod modules? Maybe? Oh, we don't have... Interesting. We don't have all that many... Yeah, because the speed 2 modules were things we were just picking up from the Spidertrons, and we're doing things with mauls now instead. Okay, where does... Do you need iron? You do need iron, and it is the same feed of iron, but we would be getting rid of these inserters. I think we're just getting rid of this guy as well, so that we can have... I mean, this is a way that looks pretty silly, but we also aren't going to need multiple inserters there, are we? Because we can't have this belt ever like marching back up against the wind. That will not work. But this is a place where we can have... What's going in here? How are we getting this belt out in a way that doesn't go over the patch? I don't know. We're going to worry about that later. We're going to have gear wheels on the right-hand side, which means this is also going to need to be able to trash things. We're not going to have that many of them, no big deal. But it does mean that... Oh yeah, okay, so this guy's going to have to move as well. We are going to... Oh wait, we're going to have to figure out how to vent. Okay, venting is easy. We can just run this thing through here. And then it's on the belt of other stuff that's also getting vented. So now any surplus of gears we have is going through the things that need gears and then out. And then somehow... this is all a bit nasty, and we might be going down here. I think, do I have gears? Because we would like to be able to run this belt all the way down there. It just fits, and so this is now, at this point, just steel on this belt. In a way that is probably going to fit in an underground. Probably going to fit through a yellow belt. Yeah, we're making a bunch of steel, but we're not making that much steel. So, steel is over here. Steel is also going in this direction to something that kind of doesn't matter, because we already... I wanted to get these out of my inventory, so now we have, so that's cool. So this entire steel feed here can run the other direction, and then we're just going to make this worse? Sure. Let's not have it there, let's have it here. So we've got a place where steel can go, and then there was another source of steel also over here. We should have some other undergrounds for this. Yeah, we're unpacking those, it's fine. Just here is where this other steel line goes. And so now we have a whole belt of steel, and I think we are going to... I mean, yeah, this is like a space where we can do... Where are the gun turrets? The gun turrets are down here. I think we might need to run this belt further to be able to get some more gun turrets in here. And then the other thing that strikes me is if we need... Oh wait, what would we... These things are only collecting the bits from a very small area, but we already have more than we need, and we are also blocked by light oil, which is related to the red chips thing that we were looking at, although we are... It's actually... Why are you not getting... Oh, because we're not getting engines, and if we used these sources more... and put this on the steel train in exactly the way that we plan to, things would go better. We would get more of the light oil out that would let us make all the things that we want to. Where did I put a box of... Down here I put a box of rail. So, actually, let's get all of this. Yeah, we are still... Do I have inventory space for... Get rid of some of that, get rid of some of these. Yeah, give me all the steel. This is not quite enough for the next silo, is it? No big deal. Yeah, we wanted to be doing biolab things. How far? Should we just start this train station here? I think so. What else are we doing with the space? Are we building power grid? Yeah, train station here. Do we want chests is the question, and I think the answer might be no. Train here. Do we want to do a double? If we do two wagons, we'll have to do a different refueling station, which I don't feel like doing. We have also, as it turns out, put this thing in exactly the correct position to be able to have a bunch of boxes here, so we're going to do that as well. Where is... I guess if we're putting more power grid through here, and we might, then there is as good a place as any for... Do we want to block up this whole area? We do have defense and stuff, kind of, so maybe we do. Yeah, the other thing I was thinking about is the things that are grabbing asteroids from in the air that we are trying to turn into the other sources of composite things, or whatever it was called. What were they called? Should we be trying to get the names of these things right? Kryptonite casting, yeah, the low-density structure substitute. There's only a couple of places where we are grabbing the asteroids out, and we could be doing that and putting that in trains as well, but we're not. I don't have any kind of fuel source whatsoever. Oh hey, if we have the steel here, is this, and it is, enough to get steel for the next silo. We've got concrete for the next silo. I think we might be close to having electric engines for the next silo, which is not really a thing we need. Although we will want to come... Where is... Oh, the electric engines are up here, aren't they? Other reasons why I am happy to convert this to a rail base. That is not true. The electric engines are not over here. Yeah, one of the reasons why I'm enjoying the idea of converting this to a rail base is to get rid of all of this stuff through the middle. Yeah, here are these engines. And that's going to be, yeah, we just now need the blue chips, which we should also have in a box. Let's get rid of, yeah, and then also being able to, I think an outsourced wind farm would also be a great call, because a lot of the stuff is just in my way. I was going to feed this to the locomotives, but that is not the plan for this. The plan for this is get some of these things and have ourselves another silo. Is that the 4th silo? It is the 4th silo. That is very exciting. I also remember that I had some science in here that we don't want. Okay, and then we also... presumably we'll just respawn on Rubian. Yeah, so we've got killed by a train on multiple surfaces. That's fine. I was worried about those trains being quite fast, but it's fine. I think we need to figure out how to take the Pistol of Shame with us back to Novice. I think that's going to be one of the things we need to do. Where is... is it on these rails? No, it's over on those rails. Yeah, specifically here. Thanks. Cool. Pick all this stuff up again. Run over the other train track as well. Do I have... oh no, because I was in the middle of crafting it. Cool. And then we've got enough of the modules. We were thinking about putting beacons here, but we haven't. We've actually got... yeah, we've got science loaded, other than the one we broke. And then we are still just worried about getting rocket fuel, which is the reason why we were back here. We were trying to get back here to get rocket fuel to fuel the other steel train. We're just going to build this guy. Okay, all those things get built, and yeah, having these spare rockets is probably going to be fine, in the sense of we're still going to, I mean, even if we are firing up 2 loads of science, that's going to be, these guys have 2,000 science in them. 2 loads is for 16,000 science at a time, if we even just have, thinking about the very, very slow craft speed of a rocket that only happens while the, while the other... yeah, while the other spacecraft in orbit are not present. Okay, so let's take... we're going to have to go all the way around with this. But I also haven't decided which way around we're going yet, and that makes it look like we're going around the top. And I kind of want to go around the bottom also for fuel reasons. Although, should we... now, we can bring it in before we hit that patch, can't we? Because if we are thinking of rail-based things... actually, get this stuff out of the way then. If we are thinking about rail-based things, you are allowed in here, but have to check before you go out. Yeah, if we are doing rail-based things, then all of these other patches are now up for expansion goals. However, we kind of don't care, because we just have so much to do. Are we still kicking through science fine? Yeah. Always worried about running out of Gleba science. Yeah, we've got so much to do with all of these other planets to visit that I am not super concerned about whether or not... yeah, down to here somewhere. I'm not super concerned about like the exact rate at which this particular surface produces its science yet. Do I have... I would like more chain signals. I would like more chain signals specifically here, and for that we need to, yeah, not be running on the train tracks again. That is the thing we've done once that we don't need to do anymore. Why you guys... is it just the rate of this underground here? Are we going to unclog everything better by doing that? Quite possibly. Okay. This is just another belt of stuff that I don't think we need at this point. Cool, great. So these guys are no longer... why are we not processing engines? Because we're not processing blue chips. Yeah, this line of blue chips... first of all, we might export. do we want to just export the blue chips? That is actually pretty compelling. We've got a lot of gun turrets to take out of here. I think I'm tempted to also do a thing here because it's the wrong direction for a splitter, and then half a belt is going to be fine. And I think that, because I was trying to figure out what are we going to do with the other silo. It's kind of awkward to be fitting, like, a 5-way splitter is not something I want to do. However, yeah, we can go up there. A thing that I am pretty happy with is the idea of some other place just exporting all its blue chips. And so what we can do with this last silo, when it gets built, is just fire all the blue chips into orbit as a source of blue chips. And I think we can do prioritize into the silo and then just dump all the other blue chips. And this I am not actually enjoying, because back down here where we put these inserters in, we prioritized the dumping of blue chips over the sniper turrets having the stuff they needed. So you're going to go read belt hold, you're going to go only enable if blue chips... Blue chips? Why can I not find these? Yeah, act like you've played the game before. Equals 4. Yeah. This one, so these two, so all these guys are still running because this belt has 4 blue chips on it, but if the sniper turret decides to make more, and we've got steel here suggesting it's kind of not doing that, and is this also... Do we need to upgrade this as well? Quite possibly. Things that are a little bit of a shame. I think actually this belt that vents here should instead go underground over here and vent here instead, because this is after we have put yellow, so we're on red belt here all the way around to when we are starting to vent things on the other side of the things, the other side of the base. So that's cool. Okay, so we're still not really making rocket fuel. We are now banging out. Yeah, so now this is doing what we wanted it to. These gears are getting vented. Steel, if we have too much steel, it just goes in the train and blocks everything up, doesn't it? I think we are pretty sad about that, but never mind. Having 3 tanks of light oil here was always a little bit ambitious. I would like to be able to walk around this thing better in both directions. So we're going to do it like that, so we can still have multiple tanks, but also access. And then these guys are just bacteria starved now, which we did address somewhat. Yeah, maybe, I mean, we could beacon those. I don't think we're going to bother. Are we now in... No, we're not. We're totally not in the position where we can say this is cool and good and we did a thing, because, first of all, did we get the other chain signals? I wanted more chain signals, for which we wanted more iron plate, which we can find here. And the reason we wanted more chain signals, and we're going to need another one of each as well, aren't we? Because let's not get hit by the trains. Down here, if the steel train is on this... Yeah, if the steel train is on... Why are we... Oh, because there's only one place for it to go, and it's blocked there, whatever. We want the steel train to be able to do this bit of the loop at the same time as other trains are entering and leaving over here. And maybe we just fully rebuild this entire rail thing when we turn it more into a rail base. But the thing I'm looking at now is here is where the steel is getting in for the locomotives. And so if we had... It could be anywhere here, couldn't it? Could we also have another underground belt? We would need gears. Do we have gears? Here are some gears. I am going to be enjoying the ability to just drop in a bunch of stuff from orbit. I think that will be cool, but it's also 120,000 science away. It's going to take a while. Yeah, here is, I think we... bots are going to hate this, because we don't have a whole lot of charge, and all of these items are quite spread out. But we're going to pick up all of that thing. We're going to move this rail line further over here. I guess we could have, I guess, put the station down here, but I like the idea of just this one rail going through the middle, and then all the stations in more or less the same place, so that we can do that more easily later. I guess we can do that without bots now. And we wanted a train station, not like that actually, and this is also not the thing we wanted, but we wanted a train station somewhere. Yeah, these guys are on the wrong side, it's fine. Things that are also fine. I mean, we're not making biolabs, is Novice really fine? Over here we can have the other train station, and that is enough space. That's actually like 2 things more than we need, isn't it? All of... Get rid of this thing. It's actually significantly more than we need. We can have the last train state, the last locomotive, on the curve back here and not care. But this is going to be the station where we unload steel, which is going to mean that it's going to get a steel icon at the front. We are not getting back to Novice to do biolabs today, it's just not a thing. Okay. It might be the first thing we do next time. Are we even getting to Gleba today? I think if we are, I think we should probably just be happy with the implementation of... Okay, bots can do these ones because they look awkward. Yeah, just be happy... Oh, we could have made this more symmetrical because it's out of the way now. Oh, well. Yeah, just be happy with the implementation of a base that actually does a thing. Yeah, this here... We also want to eventually be able to trash, so I think we can do that with a splitter also onto this belt later in a way that's pretty easy. This guy is the train station that is providing steel, also limit 1. I thought we gave you the steel icon, we kind of failed to give you the steel icon, there we go. And this train is going to go from has steel full cargo to wants steel empty cargo, with an interrupt to go to the fuel station. And that's what we're going to do. How much fuel did I give you guys? 10 rocket fuel each? Okay. Just go to the unloading... We gave you 10 fuel each. This guy can also... No, this guy should be able to refuel from both directions. It should be able to get down onto this loop and then back into the... Oh, there was another... No, the refueling station is here. I don't know why you couldn't get to... No, this is the refueling station. The setup we have built works. Oh, these guys... This is one of the problems. These guys have such a big fuel allowance that we actually need... Yeah, as soon as we are... We're trying to get another 4 stacks, except this interrupt is also looking for less than 12. So I think we want to say less than 2. And I think that should be the same on all of these trains now. We're going to check one of these other trains. It is still the same interrupt. Yes, we have done that. That is what we wanted to do. That is good. Okay, so now we should have enough space down here to be able to... we're going to need... Yeah, we're going to need gun turrets over here somehow. We are going to pretend that we have... Okay, we have actually protected it enough, because these guys are one-shotting all the asteroids. We're not really worried about it. So, things that turned out to be fine, but also things that we could definitely be doing differently if we move into a larger rail base kind of thing. Okay, so this is going to give us half a belt of steel from a fun, happy source that wants to plug in over here, and then I want to say that this planet... Oh no, it's nearly good, but this planet is not quite good for now, is it? How many... I think I do want a bit more power grid, so we're just going to... Oh wow. Full and empty is not actually the right thing we want to be doing here. maybe it is for steel? Because we do have... Okay, I think this is going to be fine. But what we need to do is, yeah, wander back over here to the point we were looking at. And, yeah. Go... This was the old steel line that we don't care about. I was going to have a splitter here and dump onto this line, except we can't because we would need to have the belt turn, at which point we wouldn't be able to put things in the boxes anymore. The other thing about these boxes is we're going to need to make these boxes larger in order to have enough to just immediately fill up, to immediately fill up a train of the larger wagon size. Let's just quickly check that all these other ones were on. They're on time past. That's also on time past. Those were the only 2 trains we've got, and then this one can go full empty because there's just a lot of it. And now we should find... wait, no. We actually specifically need... Yeah, okay, so we wanted... Okay, we've got to go fix that. How are we doing? I think the way we're going to fix this first is... Where are... Oh, gun turrets are right here, so we don't need to worry about coverage. If we link all these 3 belts together... and then have... So basically we're going to do the same thing of making sure that... Yeah, read belt contents hold, all these 3 guys hold. These guys, we didn't actually connect to the circuit network. And we are only going to run these if the amount of steel we have is equal to 12. But having done that, I think I immediately want to move these to here. Bots. Because if this is 12... oh wait, greater than or equal to 12. Because... Okay, let's flip these around so the circuits don't look quite so silly. We're putting steel on both sides. 12 will mean that we've got 4 on the left-hand side of each of these belts, and it's... I don't think we're hitting 12 here until we're fully backed up is the point, but now we've got a way of venting overflow into the loop. Let's go and fix the locomotives, because we kind of care about the locomotives. Let's get this locomotive and fling it into the science, and then, yeah, the engine side loading here that we also don't have a lot of space to play with, because could we can, like, I think I would rather run these rather than not run them. Okay, put that back please. But all of... Is that true? That's actually not true, because this is a straight process of just making steel, whereas this one is mixed with other stuff. So we're going to sideload this here, so that the mixed source from the other side of the base takes priority over the steel, and then suck up all of this stuff into the inventory, and get the engines running again. Okay, we're gonna go and get... Did you get... Why not? Engines. Oh yeah, because we need to clear this bit of the belt. Yeah? Okay, let's go and get the things for the other silo. I say let's get the things for the other silo. It turns out that we also have vastly more concrete than we need here as well. But there is like right here. This is not a function we need to keep long term. Okay, that needs to stay there. Yeah, we're going to do the same thing here, where we're going to check whether these 3 chests have concrete. And if we have, yeah, like, we're going to take some of this out because we want to build a silo, but if we have 6,000 concrete in here, we would like to be able to vent the concrete. Yeah, run if concrete is greater than or equal to 6,000. And it is again feeling like a long episode in which not a whole lot happened, but we have automated this a little more. Oh wait, the concrete is already coming out of this thing because it's already this weird loop, but it's also the brown froth. And we don't have the brown froth because light oil, which is one of the things we were looking at. Do I have the electric engines to be able to be crafting this silo while we are thinking about... Oh, no, we don't, because we don't have engines. Cool, okay. We should have a box of engines down here. Put the things that will help me craft a silo in... Yep, I think we're going to need to bring bullets over here as well, because this guy needed bullets. It's got a couple of bullets left. Yeah, put all those things in there, have the bullets that I've got. Here are some other dudes that don't have many bullets, but we can have them, and they're going to get them back, and it's going to be fine. So you can have everything that I've got, and you've got all the bullets, and that's fine. Okay, so I've got a ton of these things that we can put somewhere. Okay, so we're working on getting the other silo up, and then these guys aren't running because bacteria? Oh no, because we're full up on red chips. Yeah, we always wondered if we were going to end up filling up on red chips, so I think that's going to also answer our question of whether we fill up with red chips. And where were these guys going? These guys were going down here, because we could also just put... Okay, we can't quite vent red chips this way, can we? And then how would we tell whether we were full on red chips? I guess we should... it's this inserter here? Is there another lane that also... We could also run the red chips out this way? Like here? Because this thing is the only thing... I don't really want to be using my only red belt there, because this, as a venting process, kind of doesn't matter. Yeah, but if you went here, then we're also firing you into the venting process. The only thing we need to do is control whether or not we are venting red chips, and the way I would like to do that is by checking how much light oil we have, which I think means we go underground here, we pull out a belt of, or an underground pipe of this stuff, we figure out some better places for you to be, gross and gross, and then over here is a place where we can just tap a tank that may or may not have light oil in it. But if we have less than... yeah, if we have less than, say, 3,000 light oil, then we can be venting surplus red chips. Although this is the disadvantage, that if we run out of red chips... okay, so I think we are going to need a combinator here, for which we need a couple of green chips, which we can get over here. Okay, get me a combinator, and then also run... these 3 bits of belt here into the combinator, and then we'll rewire all of this stuff. So we're not going from the inserters to the tank, we are going from the inserters to the combinator, and the combinator is going to check... can we paste the filter condition here? No, it doesn't. Output green signal? Output red signal for venting red chip signal if we have light oil of less than 4,000, and also red chips, where's red chips? Greater than or equal to 12. Because these guys, when they read their belts, will say, okay, so we're now checking whether or not we have a surplus of red chips and a deficit of light oil, and if so, we are sending the red signal, and then these guys need to check the red signal equals 1, which is still true, so we are still trying to vent red chips. We're just not succeeding at venting red chips. Could we... We could actually go... Do we... Is there space... Is there space on this belt to sideload this thing? I guess we can check. What happens here if we're backing things up? I think what happens here is... Over here we have a secondary vent. So we say this goes to the right, and then here is a position where we can also throw in another launcher and just have another way of launching things into space. So we should now be venting things. These red chips should have a way to vent, and also this makes the blue chips... This also is giving us a way to vent surplus blue chips as well, that we didn't really want to do because we wanted to make the silo. I guess we go and see whether or not we've got other electric engines. I guess we call this here. Are we happy with this? I'm going to run in front of this train. We didn't die. That was exciting. We are running... We're not really running more of this process, are we? We would like to, but we're not. We're still waiting on locomotives. I think we're probably going to call it here and also call this planet done. We are... I mean, it's a mess. There's a lot of things I don't like about this. We are creating content for ourselves later because we're going to be able to come back to this to rebuild it with higher quality parts and have no idea how or why we decided it was a good reason to be doing things in the way that we are. But we have at this point also amassed for ourselves, yeah, we've got 2,000 science here. We've got... Are all these guys full? Some of these... Oh, they've got space for more, but they'll actually only take another rocket launcher's worth. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, 5 here, 5 here. Is this one also backed up as well? No, it's not, but like it's only a split here, so that's fine. We've got another buffer to be stashing more of this stuff. We need to get to... I believe it was 120,000. That's health. I wanted this one. Yeah, 120,000. Or significantly less than that if we get back to Novice and build the biolab. So I think that's going to be the thing we want to do next. In fact, if we are 5, 10, 15, we're like halfway there if we get the biolabs done. So that's very exciting. And then Novice's tech situation is we still have... Oh, we're working through all the Gleba science, which is very exciting. We might not finish rocket turrets this time, but yeah, Gleba needs a little bit of a visit as well. I think I'm gonna like watch this and check that it's functional, but otherwise I think we're gonna feel bad about being done here, but also being done here. Oh, we should put some radars around the place, I guess, but yeah, mostly done.